Hey, good morning. Happy Thursday. Thankful Thursday. Definitely, we have so much to be thankful for. Hey, Thanksgiving season is right around the corner next week. What are you guys doing? You're getting your stuff ready, getting your house prepared. Um, so today I want to talk about the importance of who you seek counsel with. Who do you listen to? Whose opinion do you trust? I'm going to tell you a true story. Something that happened maybe over 35 years ago. No, not true. Maybe about 30 years ago. I was living in Brooklyn back at the time, and I had took my little son and his friend to Coney Island. We had a great day, getting on rides and everything. But when I got back home, first thing I noticed when I got to the door, my cat Frankie wasn't there because Frankie always greeted us. And I was like, where's Frankie? And then I remembered that earlier before I had left, I remember Jared's little friend was at the window and the window was open. And I remember her saying Frankie, and I was like, oh my God, I didn't think that Frankie had fell out the window or anything like that. I just shut the door, thankful that Shakira hadn't went out the window. So anyway, when I got back home, Frankie wasn't there, and then I remembered that, and so I went into the backyard and I found Frankie, and yes, Frankie was pretty messed up. Her leg was bloodied, and she was shivering, and you know. She was just really messed up. And then I had searched for veterinarians that were open for 24 hours or late in the night. And I found this first vet. And the first vet that I went to, he told me to put Frankie down, to put her to sleep, because he said her personality was going to be so jacked up that she was going to be paranoid and, whatever have you. And I was like, wow. And then the other suggestion that he gave me was to take Frankie's leg off, that she'd be a three-legged cat. And in fact, he had a three-legged cat in his office. And he told me to look. He said, cats adapt. She'll be fine. She'll be perfectly fine with three legs. But something in my spirit was like, I wasn't going to put Frankie to sleep, and I wasn't going to take her leg off. And I went to the second doctor, and that doctor said, yes, her leg is pretty bad, but let me do an operation. He wanted to do an operation, and that operation was, I'm pretty sure, over $2,000 back then. $2,000 I just didn't have. And I was like, no. And so something told me just try another vet, and I went to the third vet. Okay, and that vet looked at Frankie and examined Frankie, and he said, listen, I tell you what, let me just put a cast on Frankie's leg. All right, we'll put a cast, and we'll keep watch on her, and you'll keep coming back. I can't say for sure how, he wouldn't really give me nothing to go on, but he just said, let's see, which sounded really good to me. And he put a cat, and I would take Frankie back to the vet maybe every 2 weeks or whatever. And the vet didn't even charge me after the first veteran visit. So that was a blessing right there. But now here comes a day when it was to take the cast off. He told me, listen, Frankie's leg is probably going to be smaller. Frankie will probably have a limp. We don't really know. But when he took the cast off, Frankie's leg was a little bit smaller, but not much at all. And guess what? Frankie didn't even have a limp. All right, and so after a few weeks, if you looked at Frankie, she looked perfectly fine. She had a normal life. So what am I saying? What am I saying? Look, the first vet, if I had listened to the first vet's opinion, Frankie would have been dead, gone to cat heaven, or she would have had three legs, right? The second opinion, I would have been out of money, which I really didn't have. The third opinion was the one that was the right one. But so what am I saying today? Look, who do you take counsel with? Who are you listening to? Because let's face it, all three of those vets have been to school. They had certifications, they had licenses, but they all had different opinions. So be careful of who you listen to. And another thing, God gives us our guts. He gives us an instinct. He gives us a third eye, some people want to call it, but God gives us something within to let us know if something is right for us. We just got to get into the habit of listening. And one of the things I want to say is that we really need to be prayerful, stay prayerful. We ought to always pray. And we talk to God, and while we're talking to God, listen, because He's going to talk back to us in that small, quiet voice. And something's coming to mind now is that September 11th. September 11th was a real horrible day. I was in New York City. I was still living in New York then. And I was 2 blocks away from the buildings, and it was just horrible, if you can imagine. But something in my spirit told me that those buildings were going to fall. What's wrong with this hearing? I don't know. Something told me that those buildings were going to fall. And I had a coworker with me. He was pretty shocked, and I told him to stick with me, and we made our way to the Brooklyn Bridge. And as I got to that Brooklyn Bridge, a cab was right there. I mean, he stopped to look at the building, and that dust and that sight and everything, y'all, was just, I really thought I was going to die that day. If I didn't position myself and listen to that voice, I don't know, anything could have happened. But I got to the Brooklyn Bridge, and we got it over, and I didn't get any of that stuff on me. To the glory of God, I didn't get any dust on me. And so again, I'm just saying that, I listened to that spirit that told me to get to the bridge. So again, all I'm saying, y'all, is that be mindful, be careful who you tell your problems to, be careful who you listen to, and follow your instinct. Follow what your gut is telling you, okay? Because that's what God gave us, and just listen to it. It's so important. And so I want you to have a great day. I know some of y'all are getting ready for Thanksgiving, so if I don't see you, if I don't do another video, have a happy Thanksgiving. Be blessed. And then on that note, I have a cup. You see that? Too blessed to be stressed. This cup came from my friend Connie Washington, my beautiful friend Connie. So I love this cup. Coffee's good this morning too. Have a great day. Be blessed. I'll see you next time. Bye.